Well, welcome everybody to this week's meeting. It's something that we all have been expecting for quite a long time. We are really hard at work to prepare package and run the Pirl app. We are doing some last tests. As you know, it's always it's always tense in such moments. So we can start with the questions. If someone has something to ask, if you guys have anything that you want to discuss, if you have any suggestions. Right now, Julian, Master Dubs, and Is are working on the compiled version, on the packaging, and clearing all the trash that's not necessary in the package to prepare it, and later today give you the links for downloading the Pirl app, and so we can all start this beta testing that we were waiting for such a long time. So if there's any questions, I'm here for you guys until the others are working. Daxem, I don't think that the one click will be the only way to install a Pirl masternode, because we will be looking further to make the masternode installation and everything as decentralized as possible. And the one click is something that's put to use, to easy use for beginners. But we want to work further for a more decentralized way to install and maintain a masternode that's without having to rely on centralized servers and so. You know, right now you are relying on Poseidon as your dashboard. In the near future, I hope that the Poseidon will be able to provide this service that you can easily install a masternode if you're a beginner on Linux and so. But we will also have the possibility to install, maintain, and run a masternode without relying on such a centralized dashboard. Oh, there is so many of you guys. I'm so happy that this roundtable is getting more and more attention, and you guys are always here to support us. Don, I guess we will have to wait for Julian to answer that because I'm usually on holiday. But it's and I really don't know much technical details right now because I'm off the loop, of course. But he will join us later, and we can ask him that. I would just take a note for your question. I know that he's working on the new version of Poseidon, that there have been some changes and some testing, so maybe it's something that have relation to that. But really, this is just a wild guess right now. Hey, Copycat, welcome. Here he is. Okay, so hey,
Good
Julian.
afternoon. Hey.
We just had a question from Don about changing the masternode tokens. I told him that I guess it's from the new version of Poseidon testing, but you can give them more details because I'm not in the loop lately.
Yeah, that was a mix-up with the two masternode tip that changed it. It wasn't not expected, of course. So yeah, sorry. Sometimes shit happens. It's why I rewarded more the people that play the game that follow the Pirl. As you can see, you get more reward than usual for that.
Yes, and the question from Mark Miner: any plans to bring Pirl up to iOS and Android? And if so, that you can give us. I know for sure that we have this in the plan. Actually, Pirl app will be your mobile wallet, and so right now we want to finish with the desktop version to run the beta, and this is one of the next steps in the plan to provide the functionality for Android and iOS. But the framework that we are using usually would allow us to directly compile, but still there is some details that we need to work out to make it work. Hey, test object. Thank you very much for the article that you wrote. I have read it on my holiday. It's very well detailed, and thank you for the positive feedback. Julian, he's asking if he can have an interview with you.
Yeah, of course. Sorry, I see your DM. I don't reply it. I'm just like a little busy. So yeah, we will do it when I will sort out all that. So when it's a bit more calm.
Yes, I guess we need to finish with this release and have the first date for setting the bug reporting and fixing sheets, and to have, I guess, to take a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, yeah. Fresh air and a bit of sleep, to be honest. Okay, so
For further non-beta releases, how will it be conveyed to the masternode owners that they need to update? Not everyone can camp in Discord and read all the pinned message. Just wondering how we all keep up to date. Daxem, this is something really nice as a suggestion, maybe for the dashboard and some kind of notification system.
yeah, I will implement the text message as I said. Normally, you will be able to use it. Also, you will have the masternode dashboard in the Pirl apps, so you will have everywhere. Yeah, email notification is good, but you are likely be blacklisted if you send that amount.
Actually, also the one-click setup. I think that this one can also work for the updates in future.
Yeah, it will. It is the goal.
Yeah, we have Primat Crypto here. He's welcoming everyone already. People call him a bot so he can give you notifications for updates. just give him your mobile number. He will call you in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I have some idea.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He's our hero too, test object. We are who we are. This is the meaning of a community. You know, guys, the less questions you have today, the faster we'll move to testing and working with the Pirl app, so we release it earlier.
Okay, I think we don't have any ton of questions.
Can we get a rough overview of the new master node spawn prices for storage space and technical implementation? Just an overview of what is spawned. It can also change something, but that we know the direction where it go. While we are on that, Don, we had received some reports and also monitored ourselves that the master node, the VPS providers, when they provide you 4 gigabytes, they actually provide you 3.6 or 3.7 gigabytes. And the minimum requirement for Pirl master nodes is 4 gigabytes, and this may cause some problems in future. Usually, we might be able to lower the requirement, but this is really not the thing that we should do. So if you guys want to ensure the good operation of your master nodes, it would be better to get a upgrade over 4 gigabytes after you make sure that they are providing you a lower capacity. If you see that they're actually providing you the right capacity, you should be fine. But if for some reason you receive 3.6 or 3.7, you will be having a problem with that.
What about storage? More storage you have, more it is. So yeah, you will be able to store the file. As I said, you are able to you will be paid on the bandwidth of that.
MK saying that people bought 1 year contracts on 3.6 G VPS. Yes, this is really inconvenient, but always.
Oh shit!
Always the minimum requirement.
You need to bring her on a leash.
The minimum requirement have been 4 gigabytes. So
yeah, it was always like that. It's the minimum. So I know you just buy the minimum. I would say it's human, but
before the new nodes implementation, lower than actual 4 gigabytes may have worked well, but when the new nodes are added, we might have a problem with something lower than 4 gigabytes. And that's why from the beginning, the requirement have been set a little higher than the actual requirement. Yes, MK, this is understandable, but multiple times in this Discord, I have seen people that recommend VPS providers with lower requirements, and they say, "Oh, it's not a problem; it's running fine." But this doesn't mean that it will be running fine in the future, because when we set these requirements, we set them because we have plans for the future operation of the project. Because I've seen people here saying I'm using 2 gigabytes. I'm using 2 gigabytes and it's working great, and I don't have any problems. It's okay, it's working great, but this is only for now, and for future, you should really be following the minimum requirements stated in the documentation. There is a reason behind that. And I really understand the inconvenience, but we should, guys, discuss some way how to work this out.
the problem of that, if we lower the requirement, the people will still use the lowest requirement possible, and what we will have is a platform that will not fit the needs, and we will have a buggy platform. So we want to have an enterprise class storage on that, and not lowest. For example, I don't blame everybody, but I just go to bit.tube. I don't want you to watch a video to check it, and yeah, I was unable to see the video because it was slow, it was stuck, and I don't want that for Pirl, because when you build a product and the product doesn't work in production, that's a fail, and people will stop using your product. And if you do that for a CDN or for the storage of the video or whatever, they will never work, and you will all lose your money.
MK, I'm going through our chats and I don't see where I recommended this. I'm sorry if I did, but I really don't remember that. I'm just checking out our message history.
Okay.
Yeah, MK, I think you're confusing me with someone else. This is the beginning of our chat history. Anyways, okay, guys, just a second. Let me catch up with. Maybe we should re-roll unit cognitive instead of saying total RAM. Okay, is it actually 4 gigabytes of free RAM or is it 4 gigabytes of total RAM for the VPS?
It's 4 gigabytes of total RAM.
Well, Daxem, we don't have to change anything. It's 4 gigabytes, but actual 4 gigabytes of total RAM and not 3.6 or 3.7. It's not about availability, but total provided from the VPS.
And I will tell you, I already lowered it a bit, so we will fit, but I will not lower it more.
If you get down to 3.7, maybe we can distinct them somehow with having the two nodes running on 3.7 and not having the possibility to run the 3 nodes on 3.7, because we need to set this somehow to allow people with this to run, but not run all 3 nodes, but run 1 or 2 of the nodes. MK, are you sure that there is no way to add additional 1 gigabyte of memory to your contract? Usually they're, yeah, I think they're flexible on adding additional specs to the VPS. And you should actually claim for the lower providings and get a better price on additional 1 gigabyte maybe. I know for a fact that with DigitalOcean you can send them an email to request prices for additional specs, but I don't know how it works with OVH.
OVH is the worst help desk I know. I have a lot of server there. I pay them like 2,000 euro per month for server and so on, and they are absolutely asshole. They just sell you a price, not a service.
Yeah. There is always these kinds of guys in any industry, so we kick them in there. Yes, I agree with Park G. I guess that many of you have been caught into that, and let's do some community initiative on that and send email complaints to OVH that are underperforming their promised providings, and see if we can get some kind of offer for 1 gigabyte extra added to a contract on a minimum price, having that with a complaint or something like this.
And the problem it's Jack. It's a
Copycat?
small VPS.
Copycat, you have the same problem with them? Are they delivering lower? But people on Voucher and DigitalOcean, someone else have this problem? Anyone on Voucher or DigitalOcean having this problem? On DigitalOcean, I know for sure that I'm having 3.9 available. Stanek, are you using UpCloud? Yeah, exactly. Don is absolutely correct. They're underperforming their contract, so you can basically sue them if you want. I mean, you have all the statistical data to prove it. You can not only break your contract, but you can actually sue them for that. No, that same. It should be pointing the total and the used. Always. How much is the system total available, and how much is the used one, and how much is available? There is always 3 statistics on.
Yeah, or they made some
memory.
mistake. They just subtract like 500 megabytes of RAM because it's for your OS. So in fact, they will tell, okay, they have 4 gigabytes, but it's not really.
If the number they have on advertising is 4 gigabytes and the number you get on statistics is less than 4 gigabytes, you can always break your contract. Here it is. Total used free. This is how memory is reported.
In fact, we don't check if you have free memory. We check first. We check if you have the requirement, the total memory available on the server. That's what we check.
Yeah, okay, guys. Let's keep this for discussion after the roundtable and get if there is any important questions. I think that this is something that's worth discussing, but I think it's a long discussion, and we should see what we can do together about it.
What the fuck? What is that name? Are you serious?
Not this.
I think I have an old picture, but I don't remember where I placed it. I'm pretty sure you know which one I took. Let me check. You have it?
No. Just a second.
No, I don't have.
But Hassan, there is no problem with voucher. And if you write the command, you see that their total available memory, their total memory actually is exceeding, and it's giving what is required. Can you check the statistics? Okay, but the memory that is allocated to your operation system, it's deducted from the total available memory. It's not previously deducted. This is not making any sense. Yeah, Pistol is right, but it's not about free memory. It's about total. Yep, let's move on and let's have a discussion about that over time and see how many people are affected, what we can do, and decide how to proceed maybe on next meeting. We are not recommending any VPS providers, Rabe. We can share experience, we can anything, but we are not recommending anything. The more decentralized we are, the better. And I think that we have people on a lot of different VPS providers. Like you see, there is people who mention UpCloud and Time for VPS and so on.
Okay, so I think we can pass to the rest.
Yes, Daxam have a question about the dots on the on Poseidon.
Okay.
Data representing the points. He said that his is certainly not showing up.
Okay, so with Poseidon, we made a completely new architecture. With I discussed a lot with Mkia about that. I need to give him credits. So now a lot of VPS are updated to V5. The problem it's I have 40,000 message to proceed in the queue because I need to scale. But no message, so no records are lost. So you are safe about that. I just need to scale. Do you heard me? Yeah. Yeah, because it's really slow for me.
Yes, scaling the infrastructure.
Yeah, so I need to scale, and I will remove all the other server that proceed simple call, simple call and simple send. You need to know also that in this new version of Masternode report, I have improved a few things like encrypting all message. Even if you intercept the message, nobody can do something with that. It's scripted. So it's at the goal of that. It's with that we can go over decentralization, and that's the final goal. But yeah, now your block is in correct order. Normally MK can maybe confirm, but you will nearly lose nothing. I made some tests also, start, stop, and so on. So, but it will be quite normal. No, we just need the queue that finished to be proceed. Okay, so I think that's really clear. The reward of the master node. We passed that like a few meetings about it. It's always the same: 2 for premium, 0.5 for content, 0.5 for storage. That's the basic reward that allow you to run the server. After that, we will distribute advertisement. I'm currently made a study with a guy that's working on that to get the best schema possible to allow fund to the platform, to the developers, to the producer, to the publisher. There is so in a complete ecosystem. So it's easy to say there is that, and that. But most of the revenue will go to the publisher. Of course, there is a tipping function also where you will have the money will come to you, and a part will be go to the masternode owners too.
Also, in the next update, we will have the possibility for content creators to create pay to watch content. This will be something nice for people who do guides, for people who do various lessons and online teachings and so on, be it for trading or for whatever it is. There will be the possibility that you create and post a content that is paid to watch, besides the tipping function and so on. And over time, we will develop these functionalities for rewarding the creators. Sorry, new bike driver, if we missed your question. which video and audio codec will be used for PirlTube? Will all videos be processed after uploading? How different resolutions will be handled?
I think you will have your response when you will see PirlTube.
Now, something that we missed from Primat as well, the max video upload size is something that over time we will adjust. But for starters, I think we are good to say it, Julian, right?
Yeah, right. It's
It
1
will,
gigabyte.
It will be 1 gigabyte for start. Yes, the 0.5 reward for content nodes only goes to content master nodes. Premium nodes will have the possibility to receive the bandwidth rewards that are additional to the content master nodes. So at one point, when you have the premium master node, you will be having the content node and the storage node on it, and you will be receiving also a share of the additional reward for bandwidth or storage space. Yeah, in Mortem, this is really standard. We will be building usually in the terms. You have the terms that are pretty much the same for all platforms like this. If you post any copyright material, this is entirely your problem, but the platform will be forced to delete any content that is rightfully reported as copyright. Basically, we'll be working really basic on the beginning with reports sent to a dedicated email that will be tracking such issues.
Yeah, I will show that. We have an issue planning for that.
And about the private videos, in the first version, we don't have private videos options. Maybe it's something that we can implement in the next versions. We will see if you guys really want or need to have that. It's okay to have. But you know, it will always go through moderation, even if it's private video.
There is a formula. You can just click on it and say complain, and you have all the option for that. So it will be really easy to report a bad video.
In Mortem, this is some really nice suggestions. There is millions things that we can add to the platform, and yes, of course, we can do that. This is not in the first version as well, but it's something that we'll be having. Also, another thing that won't be in the first version, but you will be having is the live stream. We already have that pretty much ready, so I guess it will be in the first update of the application. And live streaming, decentralized live streaming is something new.
To answer Dawn, because I'm lost a bit in the question. Yeah, you will be able to copy your YouTube channel or Vimeo channel. Of course, I think we put an accent to copy Vimeo channel because I know some guys that work there want to quit to come to Pirl, but that's another subject. So yeah, you will be able to do it and to import when the platform is out of beta.
Right now, there is no possibility to download a video in Mortem from the application. Basically, actually, on this stage, you won't be able to share it as well. You don't have the hash of the video, and you don't have any way to see it or any way to download it. So basically, there is no way to put it in something like a YouTube downloader.
But even that, okay, let's say we can also uncrypt all the thing. It's always the same. It's cat and mouse.
No, not yet. Not yet, Daxem. It will be pre-configured on this stage. But we'll build the documentation as it follows. It's just been really rough months lately, and we're running behind the documentation. That's why we started with this initiative that Primate is running, the one that's for building documentation on Pirl. So everyone will be welcome to do it. If not, we will do it officially. Marlin is an IPFS implementation, so the commands that run for IPFS are pretty much the same for Marlin. The thing that is with it is that we have some customization about preserving data integrity and running a private network that's independent on the entire IPFS official. Well, this is exactly what I told you, Daxem. If you need to write the documentation about that, you can check out the IPFS official documentation and do some test runs yourself, and you'll see that the commands are pretty much the same. So you have the ability to cross-check with the different documentations and write the one for Pirl, and we would love to reward you for that.
There is a reward bounty, as primates say. Everybody is welcome to contribute, and yeah, if you can contribute.
Basically, check official IPFS documentation, do some tests with the commands that you find there, and yes, and you can prepare the Pirl documentation for Marlin. We can be doing this ourselves, but we're a community project, and we want to have the more community involvement we can, and we want to reward the community for that, and basically have more engagement and more people involved and introduced to the project. Also, we have so much in the plans, you know, guys, the marketplace, the Pirl storage, the updates for Pirl Tube, the mobile versions of Pirl app, the new version of Poseidon. This is really much hard work and a lot of time-consuming tasks. So we'll
time-consuming, you said?
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, MK, for now, we know that Buried One will have some guest appearances in PirlTube. He's really close to the project. I think you guys know Buried One. We've been working a lot with him. Actually, we have sponsored one of his monster builds, and he was showcasing this monster build at various blockchain mining conferences. and it has a huge Pirl logo on its front. I think it's a Titan V rig with some special modding.
Yeah, I go to see and I meet this guy. It's okay. He told me about mining, but it's really troublesome. He modify BIOS hardware and so on.
He's really deep into that, and he was. We discussed PirlTube. He's interested, so we will have some videos with him for sure.
And he's in Belgium, so Belgium force. Seems we have Ryan on board.
I already had him. Well, you guys know everything because you're squeezing every drop of information we got here. So you know about what's next, you know what's to come. The only thing that we can do is just work and deliver it. Marketplace is coming, Android apps is coming, Poseidon new version, and so on.
There is a lot coming. In fact, as I said, we need people if you are interested in. So yeah, when you want.
All storage nodes, I think this is something for next year, really. MK, I don't know if you followed the previous meetings. The storage master nodes are our own code written from scratch. It's implementation of Cassandra, but basically it's something that we are building from zero. And we really want to make it be something like Google Drive, but decentralized. You have a lot of possibilities there to store private files and to distribute, to make public folders and so on. It's basically all-in-one decentralized storage solution.
Folks.
Yep, I'm giving too much. No, they already know it. We had the meeting with George 1337 in the beginning to explain them a bit about that. We are not really aware of how storage works, test object, so I cannot give you any will comments discussion on a video be stored on content node. In Morton, we don't have comments or discussions on the first version of PirlTube. But at one point, if we do, we'll be really looking into another decentralized solution, because just putting them on database is something that we are not willing to do. We want to be completely independent on servers. That's why even we had to redo some things. Absolutely no single point of failure at any point. No, MK, you guys will be uploading the first videos. I think that Master Dubs uploaded a fat rabbit for you guys, but not sure.
No, I don't.
Why didn't you upload the fat rabbit for the guys?
I could.
Okay, guys, say fat rabbit if you want the fat rabbit uploaded on release. You see, Dubs, we can call it fat rabbit.
Fat rabbit.
Okay, guys, if you don't have any more questions, we'll be moving on because we have a lot of work to do and push the release to you so you can see the app. So if you don't have anything else important, maybe we can move to finish the last details. Okay, guys, thank you very much for coming. We'll move to finish the last details and have the release as promised. So thank you again for showing up.
Yeah, you will have. We will commit all the binaries and so on for the release, so you will be able to use it. We have already made a tutorial for that, at least a part. I will publish it, so you will be able to use it too. And I think we will be cool to see some of your picture on Twitter with your new video uploaded. What do you think about that?
Let's give them something for that. Let's call it 10 Pirl for a picture on PirlTube. Tweet it, post it here, and get you a reward. What
That's
about
good.
that? It's good?
Sounds good for me.
Okay. Okay, let's close the meeting then. Thank you guys for coming. We will keep in touch. Let's finish the details and pop the champagne, okay? See you guys. Bye.
Bye. See you guys.